Hey y'all, it's Bethany here. Welcome back to my channel, Bethany Brings Books. I'm excited to be back. I feel like it's been a while because I only did one video last week, so it feels like it's been a while since I haven't recorded in a while. But anyway, I'm excited to be here today, and I'm going to be talking about 10 classics that I want to read this year. So one of my goals this year is to read 20 classics. I don't know if I'll do that. I feel like it's an achievable goal though, because I've been reading a lot. I've really been leaning towards classics. That is the direction that I just have been drawn to, and I love watching other people talk about classics, and I'm just finding myself really embracing them and trying to read more. And so there's 10 in particular that I chose. I had like an idea in my mind of some. There's some that I just keep thinking about that I really want to prioritize, and so I thought I would talk about those today. I had a few in mind, and so then I just decided to create a list of at least 10 that I really want to prioritize. These are some that I've been thinking about reading for a while now that I'm hoping to read, and some of these are specific books, and some of these other ones are just specific authors, like I want to read a book by this author. So let's get started, guys. So I made a little note, and most of these I have, except for I think one book I don't have. Okay, first of all, let's talk about one that I am actually already reading, and that is Mansfield Park by Jane Austen. This one was on my list of one of the classics that I really wanted to read this year, and I have already started it. So me and Anne from In Search of Wonder is her channel name. We are buddy reading this, and I am about 10 chapters in. I think I'm on chapter 10 now. So, and I'm just getting into it. It took me a few chapters to get into it, but now I'm really intrigued. I think I've kind of gotten to where the story is starting to take off a bit, and so it's really intriguing me. So this one I have already started and hoping to finish it this month. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying this one. Then the next one is another Jane Austen, and this one might be a bit of a surprise, but I actually have not read this, and that is Pride and Prejudice. I have read 3 Jane Austens so far. I've read Emma, Persuasion, and Northanger Abbey, and now I'm reading Mansfield Park, and I had thought about saving this one for last. But honestly, I really want to read it, and because I really want to watch the movie and the period drama. So I'm like, I want to just go ahead and read it. Because I have, I know some of the basic themes of the story. I know the main 2 characters, Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy. But I have not ever, and actually me and my husband one time started watching the period drama, and I think I fell asleep. I used to be so bad for falling asleep during movies, and we never finished it. So I really don't know. This will be new to me as far as the actual plot and everything. I do have a general idea of what it's about, but yeah, I'm excited to read this. Probably, if I finish Mansfield Park, I'll probably read this one in the next month or so, maybe April or May, I'm not sure. But the next one I want to read is more of an author I really want to try, and that is Wilkie Collins. I have been wanting to try him for a while now. I would say, I think 4 of his books. I think I have 4 of his books. I bought this one. So this I bought is the Moonstone, this edition. I found this a long time ago at a thrift store, I think. And at that point, I did not even know who Wilkie Collins was. And I think what got me was on the back, it said, The Moonstone is one of the most famous suspense novels of all time, a masterpiece of construction and the ultimate page-turner. First serialized in Charles Dickens' magazine all the year round, this classic work introduced one of the world's most beloved genre, the detective story. So I saw that years ago, and I picked it up, and then after that I began to read more about Wilkie Collins, and I realized he was a classic author. So this was the first one I've ever picked up, and like I said, I bought it years ago, and this edition is actually really pretty. It's hardback, and it has illustrations in it. So Let's look at some illustrations. So yeah, I know this is like probably his most popular work, or this one or The Woman in White. But I'm not decided on what I want to read. I don't know if I want to start out with this or try something else. I don't know. Sometimes I like going opposite of what everybody else says. When everybody's like, oh, read, like with Jane Austen, everybody's like, read Pride and Prejudice, that's her best work, read that one first. I kind of like going against the flow sometimes and doing it different. So I'm trying to decide if I want to do that with Wilkie Collins. Read one of his lesser known works first or read this first. I haven't decided, but I know I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really looking forward to trying him. Another one that I really want to get to, and this one I've heard a couple of people, I think I've heard a few people talk about, but particularly Tiffany from Beautiful Minutia talked about this, and I think this was like one of her favorite books last year, Agnes Gray by Anne Bronte. So the way she kept talking about it, I was like, okay, I want to give that a try. So I picked up a copy recently, and it's not very thick either. I thought it would be longer than what it is, but it's not super long. And so I'm very intrigued about what this is going to be about. Honestly, most of these I don't read about what they are. I just want to go into them not knowing what they're about. I'm interested to try another Bronte sister because I read Wuthering Heights, which is by Emily Bronte, right? I think it's by Emily. That one was interesting. I still cannot say what I would rate it because I found it to be a fascinating work of just a fascinating work, very interesting. The points and the things that she was trying to get across, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, I hate these characters. I feel like as far as rating it, I have a hard time giving it a high amount of stars because of my enjoyment, because I typically rate books based on my enjoyment. And while I was intrigued and wanted to see what was going to happen, overall the story, of course, is very dark and the characters are just a big mess. They're just terrible. But at the same time, I feel like it merits its place as a literary masterpiece because just what she was doing with the story and the impact that it had on me, the way I still remember it today, and the overall themes that she was writing about, and the character, human nature that she was writing about. So I feel like as a story, as a literary work, it deserves higher stars, but for my personal rating, I wouldn't give it higher, like 5 stars. So I didn't give it any stars because I was like, I'm not rating this because I can't rate it. I don't know what to rate it. Anyway, so I want to try another one of the Bronte sisters. So hopefully this will be my next one, Agnes Gray by Anne Bronte. Another author that I really want to try is Anthony Trollope. I have heard really good things about him. I've heard Miriam talk about him over on her channel. She really enjoys his writing. I've heard several different people. I want to think Tiffany from Beautiful Minutia enjoys his writing. I've just heard a lot of good things about his writing. So I have this Barchester Towers. I also recently found, I'll be talking about these in a book haul video, but I also recently found several more of his books. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to start with, but I'm looking forward to it because I've heard all good things and I'm just interested. I'm intrigued. I want to see what he's about, how he writes. But if y'all have suggestions for any of these, like with Anthony Trollope, with Wilkie Collins, any of these, if you have a suggestion, I can't talk. If you have a suggestion on who you think I should read first, or what you think I should read first, what book by them, let me know. I would be interested in knowing like what y'all think I should read first. And then another author, this one is very daunting for me. But I made it my goal this year to read, I said 2 works by him, but I know it's not going to be 2. I'll do well. I will be very proud of myself if I read even one thing by William Shakespeare. So I don't know why I said two, but I want to read at least one of his works this year. I want to see what it is that's made him such an enduring author, and his work such an enduring part of our history. So anyway, I have this book right here. I have volume 1 and volume 2, The Complete Works of William Shakespeare. These are old. They're from, I don't even know, when are they from? They're old. And I'm not going to read these from this edition at all. I'm not even going to attempt that. I recently found I cannot even remember what they're called. I have one, but it's like a edition where it has the text, and then in the margins it has like an easier version to read, like a updated English version. So that's what I'm going to be reading out of. I recently picked up one of those in a book haul, so it'll probably be that work. I don't remember what it is. I'm going to say book, even though I know he wrote plays, but it will probably be that book, and I can't remember which one of his plays it was. I will share that in a book haul. I'm looking forward to reading it. I am very daunted by the idea of reading it. I have never read Shakespeare. I did not read Shakespeare in school. So I do find the idea of reading him daunting, but also exciting. The other one that I really want to read is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Now, I will say I have no idea what this, not really. I really don't have any idea about what this book is actually about. I know that I have heard it is a lot different from all of the film versions and all of the way it's portrayed in pop culture. I have heard that it's totally different. And so this cover probably, I have no idea, but I would say this cover probably doesn't match the book, but I don't know. It might. But I found this one a while back, but it's so pretty. I thought it was so pretty. Like, that's what the front looks like, and then the back. But anyway, yeah, I'm just interested. I'm intrigued. I want to read it. Again, like I said, I have a vague idea about what it's about, but I know I've heard a lot of people say it's not anything like the way it's displayed in pop culture, and because of that, I know some people don't like it, and some people do like it. So there that is. Another one that I really want to read, I don't have a copy of this. I'll try to put a picture up here on the screen, but I want to read Ruth by Elizabeth Gaskell. I have heard really good things about this from Miriam. She talked about this. I think she read it last year, and she just gave it really high praise. She talked about how much she loved it, and so I immediately thought, I want to read that. And as I also read North and South recently, I am so excited to read another Elizabeth Gaskell, and so I thought I would go with this one next. So I'm trying to find a copy. I may just have to order one on Amazon, but I've been trying to look at thrift stores and at used bookstores when I'm there. But that's another one that I really want to read. And the last two that I'm hoping to read, one is also kind of more of a genre, and that would be Russian literature. I really want to kind of foray into Russian literature, to venture out into that world. And I have a handful of books. I have the brothers Karamazov. I can't say that word. Karamazov. I cannot say it. I have that, which was actually my husband's. He was interested in Russian literature. He had read a small amount in it when he passed away, so he did not finish that. But I have that one. I think that's by Fyodor Dostoevsky, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I have that. I have Anna Karenina. I have a handful, not a lot. So I don't know where I'm going to start. I don't know where to start. But, and then I'll show y'all this one. I have Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I can't say it good. And this honestly, I don't even know about this edition, because this is like an edition that I found at Ollie's. It was like a whole pack of different mystery genre, like mystery classics. So I'm kind of leery about reading this edition because I don't know if it's going to be good. That's another thing that has me a bit not concerned, but just kind of I'm trying to find guidance about where should I start with Russian literature and what editions, because I know some editions, translations are better than others. So this one, I'm thinking I guess because of where I got it, I'm like, maybe this is not a great translation. It says it's translated by Constance Garnett, and so I guess I could look it up and see. I don't really know. This is nothing fancy. It's just a very basic edition, but yeah, I don't know where to start, but I do want to foray into Russian literature this year, so we will see. I know Courtney over at Courtney Reads, I think I've been watching some of her videos, and she reads a lot of Russian literature, and so we were kind of chatting, and I've got to get back to her, but we were chatting a bit about it in the comments, and so I think she could definitely give me some advice on where to start. So I'm probably going to chat her up, find out where should I start and what translations should I look for. But yeah, that's one that I want to try. And then lastly, this one honestly I didn't really have on my radar, but I've been watching some videos of people talking about Dickens. And honestly, I said I didn't have him on my radar. I eventually one day wanted to read more by him, but honestly I was not that thrilled or looking forward to it. And I think more so because I read A Christmas Carol. I liked A Christmas Carol. I loved it for the nostalgia and all the Christmas vibes, but I did have a little bit of a hard time when I read it because his writing to me was very, I don't know, it was just kind of hard for me to grasp. Like I had to reread it. And I'm hoping the more that I read classic literature, as I've read more classic literature since then, that it will be easier for me to understand. I definitely have to kind of get myself back in that headspace when I start picking up certain authors, even Jane Austen for me. I have to kind of get back in that headspace, that language style, to really grasp it. Hoping maybe the more that I read, Dickens will be less difficult for me to understand. But yeah, I haven't really been that eager to read anything else by him, even though I have some of his other works, and like I said, I eventually do want to read more. But I have been watching several different YouTubers, and as they've talked more about him, I was like, okay, I need to try another Dickens, and at least try to read one this year. So I don't know. This is what I picked up off my shelf. I don't know what I'll start with, what I'll read next. This is Great Expectations. But like I said, I don't know where I'll start. I really don't. Don't know where I'll start. Don't know what I'll read by him, but I do hope to give him a try. Honestly, he's at the lower end of this list. He's at the bottom probably. Like I didn't intentionally do that, but he's probably at the bottom of this list. And I don't know, guys. I don't know. He's daunting to me, I guess, because A Christmas Carol was so short and I still struggled with some of the prose in it. So I don't know. But anyway, guys, just give me some recommendations. If there's some of these that y'all can recommend, what work I should read by some of these authors, give me some recommendations. I would love to know. Love to hear your thoughts. So anyway, those are 10 classics that I really hope to read this year. Thank y'all for watching, guys. Bye-bye.